Hey, that's we'll see how well it works. It has some good solutions against Storm Spirit. Being able to silence Jug before he spins gives them another kill option, and they also have Shadow Shaman for instant hex too. So they have some kill options against Juggernaut. I do agree with what the panelists said about empower Jug. His farm rate's going to be really good, but as long as they can get the jump and kill Jug at the start of fights, I think that things will be fine on the Brame side. So, but it's got to be those good opportunities. So they got to start the fight the right way. Otherwise, there's going to be counter initiations and RPs, and they're going to have to deal with Nether Ward, and those are going to be problems that they will struggle to deal with.
So are you enjoying the EU Rejects draft just a little bit more with what they're bringing to the table, or do you feel like Brame has a good solution? They have a strong identity here.
Easy breezy.
I think both drafts are really fun, personally. It's cool to see Jug get played a little bit. It makes their strat more diverse than just the Reliance Storm Spirit to be the hero that wins the game. It did do quite well at the major. Pugno was still relatively successful too, but they're also throwing in some extra TI flavor. Or sorry, not TI. That major that just happened.
We're not there yet. Soon. Ooh, all right. Well, Chessie will walk right into everyone over here, but
we're not ready for that.
No.
Martin hadn't even skilled his ability yet. He would have loved to maybe shackle and beat up Chessie a bunch there, but yeah, they were not expecting to spot a hero there.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit more of a difficult kill to kind of pull off, but looks like everything's pretty much split up, and we're going to be seeing them make their way. That's just that block not quite going the way he wanted. So
it'll be fine, I'm sure.
We'll get the little bit of an advantage here. Yeah, I'm curious. I know
okay, you tell me what you're curious about first, and I'll tell you what I'm curious about.
We are doing this remotely, guys, so bear with us here. But I'm interested with the idea of this Wind Ranger pickup, right? Because we've been seeing Seb, he played a bunch of it during the major, and then Fog was talking about the fact that with all these trees, the way that they're positioned around the map, it's a lot easier to kind of land some of these shackles. Do you agree with that just tiny observation?
I mean, the tree stuff definitely helps when they added it, but and personally, I think the two really big things that Wind Ranger accomplishes are that, number one, you don't have to buy a defensive item as a support because you have Wind Run, and it's one of the best base abilities in the game. So that's amazing. That means you get to spend your money however you want without worrying about dying to carries. And then number two is that when you do look for kills on the map, using Gale Force, you get to force them to be caught, basically. Those are the two things that OG and Seb abused really, really effectively with the hero that I think change it a lot.
Top lane, a lot of damage being placed on J4. A couple clicks here. This should be our first blood. It's going to go over to Desire.
In war, a fool's first lesson is his last.
Nice first kill. So yeah, those are the things that really make Wind Ranger effective, in my opinion. The best way to abuse her, I think, is to have a silence of some sort. That way you can just prevent her from casting Wind Run, then you kill her really easily. The one game that Seb lost, I believe, he was against a Death Prophet. She gets silenced all the time in fights, and then she has to spend money on items that actually protect her from not dying easily. Because if you just kill her easily, she doesn't get to repeat Shackle multiple times. So I think undermining Wind Run is the key to beating the hero.
Oh, drag back over onto Spartan. Should be another kill in this bottom lane. A little bit of body blocks. Roses will collect, and Vito's just going to have to click his way through here, move back, and play a little bit more cautiously. Do you agree that Gale should allow, if you're stunned, for example, nice shackle, and then you get that Gale on top, should it be able to move you?
I think that makes sense. I kind of wish that you could actually run to counteract some of the Gale Force, though. Because it only pushes you a certain speed, right? You think you could offset that movement a little bit. It says the wind speed's 250, but most heroes run over 300. Well, when you run against Gale Force, you just don't move.
Right.
So I'm comfortable with it moving you if you're stunned, but I feel like you should be able to fight against it if you're a really fast hero person. I think that's one way that they could change it if she ends up being too overpowered. But we'll see what happens this DPC season. I'm not surprised to see teams trying her out, but whether or not she'll still be played in 2 or 3 weeks by teams other than OG, we'll see.
Easy breezy. Easy breezy.
Otherwise, pretty quiet here in most of these lanes. Another shackle coming out from Roses, just kind of trading back and forth. Again, Shadow Shaman, great hero to be able to apply that attack damage just with those clicks.
Yeah, and especially with Wind Ranger's mana being drained now, he's going to feel a little bit more confident fighting, certainly. But Roses has gotten a lot accomplished now. They got that kill in the bot lane. He got his double stack done now getting a side pull. Just going to help mess up the lane just a little bit. Keep Anti-Mage away from his Magnus a little bit longer, which is good.
Do a little bit of trading, try to cancel itself. Doesn't really matter that much on Chessie. Just continue to see these abilities just coming out from Spartan, trying to harass and give Nubito the best lane possible, which is doing pretty well in terms of CS here. Sitting at the 17-5, whereas the Jug 12-4 currently.
Yeah, this is pretty ideal for Anti-Mage in a lot of ways, right? Magnus is not really that strong of a lane winner. He does fine, he gets a lot of gold, but he very rarely ends up getting kills. So
Ads?
kind of perfect for Anti-Mage.
Nice rotation here coming out from Desire. It's going to make sure that there is no water rune available for ads. And that top spot as they do get a nice shackle off over onto Roses, but not enough damage to really do that much other than harass. What about that courier? Courier?
In this lane, actually.
Courier?
Oh no!
Oh.
Not the courier.
Oh dear.
The double shackle lane, the shackle shot, and the shackles, plural. Don't get them confused, guys. Like I just did.
All the shackles. Yeah, I ever noticed that like some of the names really have these overlaps? What is it? The Split Earth and Earth Splitter always like drives me crazy trying to get the correct one. Very descriptive names.
It'd be hard though coming up with new creative names though, so I don't blame him either.
I would like to hear what names that you would come up with. Like the Sand King Epicenter Shard drives me insane.
I mean, there's just only so many cool words in the English language, right?
I'm pretty sure you can come up with some other
like
ones.
Not me. That's not my job.
Okay. It's a good thing it's not your job then.
Been a
Those
great
null
job targeting
talismans
Juggernaut.
are being
Who's got him? Is it
queued
Storm?
up. Yeah, they're all queued up over there.
You get the MP off? He does. Nicely done. Yeah, keeping Storm's mana a little bit low is really helpful because once he does hit 6, it's going to make his rotations feel even weaker. And that's why Thug's putting on great pressure right now.
Yep. I mean, Desire just shows up at the last minute to, you know, ensure that they get the kill, but playing the lane very well over on this Invoker.
So well done. Just very important that you keep him shut down a little bit, especially pre-6.
Look at the denies,
done.
actually,
His
that he's
farm's
got going on right now.
Wow.
Got 14
Yeah,
denies
that's
against
really
Storm. That hurts. Oof.
It does. And he's only 5.5 as well. That's basically where this is coming from, right? If he didn't get that many denies by outlaning his opponent, Storm is 6. He doesn't get hit by the EMP. Maybe he gets hit a little bit by Invoker, but there's no way he dies, certainly, even if Earth Spirit rolls in. So, and now, because he denied so well, it just opens up the game a lot. Brame is also now blocking the ancient camps as well. They scouted that out. I don't know if the sentry's in range of this ward. It looks pretty close. He might get that D ward later as well. So that could really undermine a lot of what the Dire team, the EU rejects, want to do. And this is actually a bit of a scary thing for them, is that they do need to protect this ancient stack. It's going to take time for Jug to be able to clear this. He's going to need Empower, obviously, and a bunch of levels before he can feel comfortable taking it. If Brame can get really aggressive on the map, maybe they could take this together as a squad, and that could really undermine some of Jug's acceleration that he's supposed to have against Anti-Mage. And it's not just that, it's also that Viper is kind of beating him up in lane. 24 and 13 on Viper versus 17 and 5 on Jug. He's only level 4. Viper's got a full level advantage over him. So I think Brame's doing a great job putting pressure on the map right now.
I mean, it is very difficult to lane against a Viper in any case, but, you know, we also have the invasion going on from Brame. You've got Desire and Spartan. They're pairing up over in this mid lane. They see J4. He's trying to soak some of this XP. They can make a play here very easily, especially with that illusion. So roll forward from Desire, just trying to get himself into position. EMP, this should be an easy kill. And there it is. Ad showing up here, as is Roses. They're going to try to turn this back around over onto Spartan. Get the shackle. They're going to follow up with their own shackles as they'll turn around, start to beat up on Ad. So they have that urn charge. Loose Spartan, but can they finish up here? Can they get the kill on the Storm? Yes, they can. As now Desire needs to be careful. He's going to try to juke around these trees. Kick back, though, over onto Roses. They're going to see the teleport coming out as well. So they need one more hit. Down will go Desire, and Thug is just going to be able to walk away.
Okay, so far so good there. Very good that they're able to kill Storm without him hitting 6. The little miscommunication with the Tornado and the Shackles there got him the kill in the Shadow Shaman, but the fact that he still isn't 6 is still a huge win there for Brame.
Spartan just poking a little bit. That's the fastest chicken you'll see around here. Nubito following up, and he realizes, yeah, we're not going to get this kill. I'd rather go back to hitting creeps.
Radiant are
Yeah, totally fine there. Zoning Chesty again, this is the life of the offlaner that can't contest the anti-mage. You're just always low mana, and you're forced back to base often. So tough lane for him, but he still has a decent amount of last hits, and ultimately it's about giving him power to Jug. So Shad's able to get away from this annoying Viper.
feel like they're doing a great job on the side of Brame and just being able to invade constantly, get this information, put up the vision. Because already Ads has had a difficult time in lane. Same thing, J forward here. Desire in position. And just keep clicking away at the Pugna, and one more hit. It's the Toxin that takes him down.
Pressure so far, as long as they keep this up and prevent the EU rejects from farming their stacks and getting any ganks on the map, then I think they're just really happy with where the game is going, because they still have to worry about the AM problem. AM's having a great lane. If he ever finds Storm low mana, the fight's over.
I feel like this is classic Spartan as he walks into 2 heroes, so Tornado will buy a little bit more time. Is it enough to save him though? Is the question. Is it forward coming out from Ads? Cold Snap coming into play. Ads will have to rejoin up here on the high ground and be with the safety of the supports. Top lane, oh Shad. Is he gonna make it out in time? Ooh, no, he dies in the fountain to 11.
Gets them. The Viper strike damage paying off. It's an ability that basically is ignored in a lot of cases. It's not exactly the best ultimate, but it does pierce magic immunity, so can slow and deal damage to it, and that gives them the jug kill. And now that's 2 cores that are pretty severely underperforming in this game.
Bottom lane, Chessie's not gonna have any mana to work with here. Roll forward coming out from Desire, couple kicks, couple hits, and a mana void just to seal the deal. Top lane though, trying to make plays over onto 11. Drops another Toxic, good shackle coming out from Roses. The drag back with the Vortex, and they'll find their own kill.
All right, they needed that really bad, because they're just losing in too many places for this game to be close if it continues on this trajectory. Like, the net worths are not looking good for the EU rejects. Anti-Mage is far ahead. He's got great matchups. You've got Invoker that has a huge net worth advantage. He's actually going to go the Witchblade, it looks like. No Midas follow up here.
Oh, there's no
Another
mana
good mana
left
burn on
over
Storm.
here on Ads. There's a trying to play, but Desire's already positioned. The Vortex is going to be enough to save him. They have the Ghost Walk slowed down. Couple clicks over onto Ads as they also get a shackle. Final click. There will go the Storm Spirit, another Hex, and they'll get a kill on Roses. So very aggressive playstyle coming out from the side of Brame, realizing that this is where they need to be playing, and it'll pay off in spades.
They're just doing such a good job playing on the enemy side of the map. It's really incredible so far. They're going to get D wards too, just everything going their way here as they continue to pressure. As long as the AM gets to his battlefield at a good time and he doesn't make too many major mistakes, doesn't get chain ganked or something, I just feel like Brame is set up very nicely at this point. Earth Spirits also hit 6 at a good time, so the combos are not going to slow down, and they're going to be able to pick up Roshan potentially. Spartan thinking about it. He just got 6, yeah, and he's going to start off.
The classic
The old instant 6, and he's going to pull it out of Roshan, and then he's going to do a shackle afterwards. Just make Rosh run back and forth a bunch of times, give his wards tons of time to attack.
They do scan though. They do realize that this is going on. So you can see that they are making the moves. Rose just toss out a power shot, try to get some info, and they see how low he's sitting, so they're going to have to bring more people if they want to try to contest this. Thug already in position. Follow. EMP Tornado. Shackle does not connect. They drop the Nether Ward. They're going to try to just break it down. This Rosh is sitting so low. The Zip Forward, though, coming out from Ads. Is going to be able to grab any snatches up that Aegis. But, oh, he's able to get out. They didn't have the lockdown ready, so Ads will escape the pit, run off with this Aegis. He's going to be feeling very good about this.
I really thought he was going to die there. The Hex from Shadow Shaman nails him, but luckily for him, Rosh dies to the wards. He picks up the Aegis, and ultimately still not bad. They did get the gold on the Radiant side, and I think that's maybe the better point right now, because somebody having Aegis on maybe Thug, for example, it would have been great, but maybe not the most important. I think they just want to keep their gold advantage going here, and that will be all A-okay for them. A replay. Killed the Netherward almost immediately here. That's 3 skill points in that, so finishing that off basically makes Pugna useless. And then as he jumps in, here comes the Hex. Spartan nails him there. Unfortunately, the stun just a little bit too late from Desire, so he's able to take the Aegis, but hey, they almost got him. It was really close.
I mean, that's the best person to get the Aegis on the side of the EU rejects as well, though. Like, that is one hero that can do quite a bit of work if he decides he wants to commit, or if they go for a bit of a dive. The Storm will be able to definitely make use of that. Another smoke, though, coming out from Brame. Seeing a lot of this movement together. Chessie continues to farm. He's working on that Blink Dagger. He's got the 2 bracers already in place, so he's pretty tanky. Smoke will break on Spartan. The roll forward, though, coming out from Desire, not going to be able to connect, so they're going to back off.
Chelsea's done a really good job considering the circumstances. His net worth is still pretty high considering how much he's been bullied in his lane. And I mean, they got one kill or whatever in their lane, but he's still almost at his blink dagger timing. He's got relatively good net worth. As long as he makes good things happen with his RPs, I think his performance is really solid so far.
I believe we have the Battle Fury that's going to be coming out very soon here for this AM. Roll forward, though, over in the mid lane. Kick back. They found themselves to support the shackles in place. And that's another kill. Desire's been racking them up.
He did not go for a Witchblade, actually. He went for an Orchid instead on Thug. Similar components with the Blitz Knuckles, but that's that perfect solution I was talking about. It's a silence against Wind Ranger. It makes killing her quite easy because she can't wind run. And it's also very good against Storm. Every Storm rushes BKB right now, so that's an option still. But it's also good against Jug too. Catch him before he spins, he's gonna die. So let's see if they can get the catch with the Orchid here.
Now there's the Orchid. Not gonna be able to follow up with the Tornado though. Roll forward, they're committing, but the rest of the team on the side of EU Rejects teleporting to the tower. They want to protect him.
They need Earth Spirit to be there just a moment earlier. That way they could combo the Orchid with some chase and slow. So he ends up staying alive, but that's fine for him. He is rushing straight towards Manta style to give himself some solutions against silence. So he will be relatively protected either way. But all this is just buying time for Brame. They still have a little gold advantage. It's not massive right now, but good Hex from Spartan.
This is the person that if he's going to tank a gank here, you want it to happen because Chessie did just get that Blink Dagger and he's got the RP on line 11. Hiding in the tree line a bit. Just have to be careful. There's a full squad waiting for him on the other side of this river.
He'll be fine right now.
They want bigger fish.
Cheeky.
Like they
Omni Slash if they can get it.
Well, that is the hard part, right? They do know that there's a Blink online for Chessie now, so don't get that little moment of surprise. But they have to be expecting it anyways.
For sure. But the cleave is up on both carries at this point. Anti-Mage is ready to go. It's going to work towards this normal build, probably Manta afterwards to protect against some of the disables coming from the enemy squad. And give him more kill potential too. If they can just land some disable combos on Storm or other heroes, Aim's gonna blow those heroes up very, very easily. Pugna also a little bit vulnerable there too.
Walking forward with the Hex, with the shackles. Follow up though here from Roses. So can they do enough damage to take down ads? Is the question, because it's looking like Spartan is going to be the first one to fall. As Desire runs away from the focus fire, has got a little bit more mana left over here on Storm. Has to be careful if Thug is nearby and can turn around with a Tornado, re-engage Shackle. Not gonna quite connect, but Desire will be able to roll away and they're gonna back off. Ad still holding on to that Aegis for another 30-something seconds, so wasn't too concerned there. But
they didn't want to fully commit because he was just gonna respawn and then have full mana and then clean up hard. So they're like, you know what, guys, let's just wait. Let him time out naturally within 50 seconds. It's actually better for us this way because then he doesn't instantly get to get kills or go back to farming. So we'll stay first.
I mean, you're happy with that too because Nobito continues to just farm. He has not felt hardly any pressure this game.
It's true, but if they can catch 11 over here, this would be decent for the rejects.
They do have the ward vision in place, so if he moves forward, they definitely know where he is. But 11 seems like he thinks, oh, now he's gonna walk forward. They could make the play. Chessie in position. Goes to Shockwave, skewer forward. They dropped another Toxin. It should be a dead 11. So a nice little pick off here. Good vision to provide them with the start, and then they can push out the wave if they like. But they need some more of these kills to be put on the board.
It was actually pretty smart of the rejects to play in this area anyways, because knowing that that he was low HP and his Aegis was coming up soon, they could have potentially done a move there where they kill Storm, he respawns, and then they instantly Orchid and kill him a second time. That could have been really powerful.
Some big TPs coming in. Oh, the silence though coming out. The turnaround, the zip forward though coming out from ads. Stun over onto this Anti-Mage Tornado, buying a bit more time. Anti-Mage should be able to blink away as Brame, they're gonna just back off.
Great reaction from Thug, absolutely saving things there. Could have gone the other way without the silence.
Just seen some very nice positioning coming out from Brame in this game. Like seeing the dynamic duo of Spartan and Desire moving around together. And Nobito just continues to move around the map. They're gonna have an anti-mage problem if they're not careful.
But Invoker's also being proactive here. Let's see if they can catch him.
Silence done. The 4-man gang squad coming out from Brame. So that's a Chessie removed from the board. And And Desire's just gonna make his way over to this area. They do have the vision again, so they will back off on the side of EU Rejects.
When you go for this like Orchid type build on Invoker, it is very important that you get kills. A lot of Midas Invoker transitions, they'll go Spirit Vestal into Midas, and then they'll spend a lot of time hitting creeps. But so far, Thug has been really active.
Oh, Spartan finds himself a jug. They drop the Serpent Wards. They need to have enough lockdown, enough. The spin comes out. Should have enough damage here, especially with the anti-mage, though. He'll die to Nubito here in the top lane, and the Serpent Wards will get used to secure the kill.
Very nice kill. That one's worth it for sure.
Okay, all right. Nothing to cancel out the Teleport of Roses. But more TPs coming in. Be a bit defensive on the side of EU Rejects. They have lost control of this jungle area, though, for the time being.
A lot of this is their map movements and their gank attempts, but it's also a lot of dewarding. Like, if they don't have a ward on the cliff spot, they're not going to feel nearly as comfortable going for these kills. But you know, they found one of the ideal heroes. The Juggernaut kill was so big, that's going to make it a lot easier to play on the map. And this is the moments where AIM's going to really accelerate big time. If he doesn't die to these Ancients, that is.
It's calculated. He's fine. He's got the Morbid Mask, too, you know. Got a little extra lifesteal. Every little bit helps. But a smoke, big smoke, actually, coming out from the side of EU Rejects. And they're thinking that they know exactly where the anti-mage is, but he's just cleared out that area.
Yeah, they're prepping for a potential Roche respawn, too, and it's actually going to be a long respawn. So nothing just yet here. Want to get undermined by that again. Serpent Wards are on cooldown too. They do spot AM now. Nice salve from his teammates or himself. I don't know who bought these, but we're happy to have them.
It's the invasion going on. I'm sure they want to play some wards as well.
The Bay with this illusion.
J4 sitting on the low ground. Dropped another Toxin. Poking. Not a full-on committal. Again, this anti-mage continues to farm up. Sitting at 11k net worth currently, so Manta completed, is working on the BKB. Nubito having a great game here.
Gets Basher on anti-mage, I think things just get a lot scarier here, because then he's going to be able to get solo kills. And that's the threat against AIM as well. I mean, I think Mana Void doesn't go through BKB anymore. Yeah, it does not. So it's not like he's going to be able to necessarily kill people solo if they get BKBs off, but having some control against them is great. Spartan, though.
And on to Spartan. They've got the Gale Force wins. The stun, yeah, he can't go anywhere. He ends up dropping the Serpent Wards, but they use the BKB on the Storm as well. Chessie sitting back, waiting for them to overcommit. Does have that blink available. But they're just going to clean up the Serpent Wards.
Yeah, I was watching somebody play Jug the other day on a stream, and he was against Shadow Shaman as well. Almost every time he used Manta, he's like sends his illusions right at those wards, because they two-shot the wards, and they take very low damage because your armor's so high. So it's like free gold there for your squad. But this is the only thing that's tough for Brame, is that if they don't find a way to force the EU Rejects to engage them in a fight, then Viper's going to feel a lot less valuable, because he has to build all these tanky items, but he's not also able to catch. So they kind of need to like reliably initiate and fight the enemy squad, and only then are they going to be able to take a decisive win. It's either that or they get pickoffs, but as long as the EU Rejects play together, it might be hard to get those pickoffs.
Dire are scanning.
So do you think that they should be hunting the Juggernaut more on the side of Brame, just because you know that he's going to be separated, or do you think that they should be trying to take these like 4-on-4 fights but getting the initiation first? Oh, they have the dust and the drag back here, followed up with an RP over onto 2. The BKB is going to be used. The suck gets used as well. Down will go Thug. 11 popping the BKB, but he's going to get skewered back away. Desire, Chessie sitting very, very low. It's not looking great for him. I think he's going to tap out, and now J4 getting hunted by Nubito, by Desire. They want this Pugna, and they've got him.
Here's thy reckoning.
I mean, getting pickoffs definitely works, but if with good positioning like that, even though Invoker did get caught, he's right next to a tier 1 tower, so his whole team gets to show up and actually take a decent fight as a result. They get a slight gold advantage on the Brame side. Killing 2 heroes on the enemy side feels decent, though. And with Magnus dead, that also means Jug doesn't farm that fast. Here's that clip once again. Gale Force helping out. Dust gets popped. They pull him in. And a great RP here to stop Viper from reacting to this. Lets them finish off the Invoker, but ultimately it was just too late. They get the rest of the heroes, and this is that issue with the Pugna against AM. AM just basically does whatever he wants, and they're trying to finish Roche here.
They're trying to contest. They've already used that Gale Force Wind. Nubito will pick up the Aegis. This time, no steal here for ads. We do have the shard on the Invoker currently. He's gonna go for the Chaos Meter. Looks like he's gonna hold on to it himself, so. More meatballs.
I don't think I've seen a Juggernaut, or sorry, an Anti-Mage buy shard yet, but I actually feel like it's got to be undervalued. Well, it reduces spell damage by a lot if you're in close range. I mean, it's very similar to what the Wraith Pact accomplishes, right? Lowering damage output, but maybe he just doesn't care because he's not that worried about magic damage. His vulnerability is definitely against Juggernaut, and there's other people who are going to benefit better from the shard right now, so makes sense.
So sick of Wraith Pact. Every game. Little floating skull haunts my dreams.
Okay, the shard for Invoker also lowers the cooldown by 40 seconds, it says, which I legit don't believe. Is it really that long? Holy crap! I think that's a bug. Like it's a text error. It lowers it by 15. It looks like 40 seconds. It reduces the cooldown to 40 seconds. That's what it means. Okay,
Crazy.
that part's good. Lowering the cooldown is really solid here. So Shad currently pressuring the top lane with his support sitting nearby. In the meantime, Brame also just going to take a tier 2, so definitely getting the tactical advantage here. And opening up a set of racks potentially to AM split push is definitely going to make things harder for the EU rejects to react, because killing the AM is still really tough here. Again, Storm doesn't have an Orchid or a disable solution other than his pull. Yeah, they've got Shackle Shot and they've got Gale Force, but even landing those successfully on AM is going to be really tough. So the fact that his net worth is ahead and he's having a great game and hasn't been pressured like at all is going to put Brame in a great spot to now open up the map and do a little bit of split pushing.
We also have the BKB completed on the Invoker, so it's going to be even harder to lock him down in these fights. It's going to be very dependent upon this. Either we see, the initiation coming first from the side of EU Rejects.
To get him.
They could get him, but it feels like they're too afraid to make any moves against Nabito here. Again, he does have an Aegis. It's going to require a lot as jumps immediately over on Twin Ranger. And then the follow from Adzel. They'll drag back over onto Desire. Shad spinning around. We'll try to get the run, but not going to be able to go and roll away, so that's another kill. And EU Rejects, they're happy with that. They're going to back off now.
Trading one kill is not too bad. Wind Ranger will be up soon. Never seen an AM ulti used quite like that before, but hey, he gets the guaranteed stun and gets to follow it up with some damage. He knew Wind Run was on cooldown, so good opportunity to get that.
What's the lockdown too, right? Like you're saying, it's just so important that they find some way to lock him in, and Wind Ranger has that. Shad, he's got that basher on him. We'll get a bash over onto the AM, but they'll follow up with the tornado. Chesty waiting patiently over here on the side. Chasing after Nubito, they drop a ward. They want the vision. Gale Force wins over onto 11 as they use the BKB over onto Az. They want to take out the Shaman, so they'll be able to find that kill. As now 11, he's got that piggy pull. He's got to get out of there. They end up losing some of that lockdown on the side of Brame, but they still have the Aegis online.
That was a nice little window to exploit. I mean, Anti-Mage's HP got a little low. He was potentially threatened to burn his Aegis. But once they spot the Shadow Shaman, that Observer got placed down, they see Shadow Shaman, they instantly jump on him. That's the guy that's got to be careful. He's got to just hide in trees almost all game, because from a 5-position spot, it's going to be hard for him to survive these jumps by Storm Spirit and any follow-up that happens afterwards.
Yeah, the positioning is difficult, especially as that pause 5. It's not going to be as easy to go and get yourself a Blink Dagger. It does have the Force Staff, but a little bit of a silence placed over onto Roses. Gale Force, when he's trying to get out of there. Has the Essence Ring, surviving a decent amount, but the winds will eventually shift.
Yep, there's the power of the silence. 3.5 seconds, and Wind Ranger just can't defend herself nearly as well here. Plus AM running at her. I mean, there's just no salvation. You can't get away from him. Even if you land a nice stun, even if he doesn't reflect it with Counterspell, good luck.
Do you think it is a... Oh, they're just going to wait patiently by the tower. Spartan getting into position. Tower, one little click. See Chessie. They want to make a play, that Desire. Seeing the Jug. It's a little kick away. Oh, this is big though here. Finding Chessie, finding this Magnus, removing him from the game, making sure that he is not available for this fight. The Hex coming out, the Shackles, they've grabbed themselves Exantics, and they'll find him. So they'll roll forward. They do drop the Pugna ward, but they can clean it up very quickly. Buyback now coming out from Chessie. They don't want to give up this Rax here just yet. Follow up with those Gale Force wins. They've dropped the Serpent ward, so Shad's gonna try to clean him up. Get the Hex off. Spartan was very excited for that. Classic Spartan for him. But Aegis does end up getting reclaimed. The Serpent Wards are down. I think that Brame backs off now. What do you think?
For sure. Spartan runs in screaming, "My babies!" and he just desperately wanted to defend his Serpent Wards, but he was not quite ready to back him up. Either way, they get some good damage into the tower and a good moment for them. Butterfly finish now, and Anti-Mage is going to really help solve his one weakness, which is dying to physical damage. And Jug is not going to be close to MKB at all. You just finished a Blink Dagger so that he can actually get into the fight a bit easier and cast Omni Slash, but it's a long ways from MKB. So for a while here, Am is probably going to be able to do just about whatever he wants in these team fights.
I mean, it's felt like he's been able to do that for a while now, too.
Easy breezy.
Yeah, it's even more extreme at this point, certainly. The same weaknesses are still there for Brame's lineup, certainly. If they kill Shadow Shaman first or kill Earth Spirit, that would be really solid for them. But it's hard because it just seems like Brame is layering everything perfectly. When they killed the Storm Spirit in the mid lane, it wasn't just that they locked down the Storm with Chain Disables. It's that Desire instantly interrupts the life drain heal as well with the Silence. So they just have great solutions to what E Rejects are working with this game. He almost spots Wind Ranger. He gets there a moment late. So it becomes the opposite.
I mean, it's scary
you get the backup
with this AM, right? Because he does have the Mindbreaker too, so that silence on the first hit could be potential, like especially on the Storm, right? Because he's had to play so incredibly carefully. There's no defensive items on this Wind Ranger either, like we talked about. Do have the BKB, but Ads doesn't want to have to pop that just for a possible poke.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good point. Yeah, if he jumps in and hits him one time, he's got a BKB and jump every time. You can't just be like, we'll gamble.
No, you can't gamble. This is a nice pick-off followed up with a Sunstrike. They're going to use quite a bit to make sure that Chessie dies, and he did buy back earlier, so he's just down for 70-something seconds.
And they're not done. They instantly smoke on the supports. They know that they are the duo that goes around getting disables. Nubito will probably catch up, head towards them as 11 goes to pressure top. If they can get there in time. Okay, he's going to end up TPing towards mid to get closer to his team. That was scary.
I like this play, though. I like that it looks like, oh, they're just leaving the area. But meanwhile, the dynamic duo of Spartan and Desire rotating to this top area, trying to get any sort of information.
That was a BKB usage from Viper. It's okay. The enemy team doesn't need to know.
They didn't see it. They didn't see it.
Actually, they did see it. Therefore, spotted
okay, never mind. Never mind. Spartan playing the bait as per usual. You have to be a bit careful to get the Omni Slash off. 11 hiding tree line. Go pop the... And so there's going to be the follow-up. Desire somehow still alive as they chase him to Ads. He had to pop his BKB. He's sitting so low. Life drain coming out from J4. They wanted to see if they could get the snipe. Not going to be able to do it. Nubito jumping into the back lines. He really wanted that kill, but he's going to be disciplined. They're going to start putting some pressure on the tower, take it down, and we'll buy a little bit more time with those Gale Force wins, but eventually coming right back in. Good bash coming out from Shad. Can they get the shackle? Can they get the kill up on the Anti-Mage? They will be able to find it. And that Desire, he was trying to help him out, but it's a double kill now for Shad. And that's going to be the tips.
I mean, they saw what he did. He did like a melee rage blink. I don't know why, but that was the moment that the E-Rejects jumped. They still did such a good job, though. They chain stunned him all the way full to dead. So no matter what happened, they were going to get that kill. 11's going to have to fight now.
Does Roses want this? No, he has the Essence Ring. 11, though, he has been left behind. He is fairly tanky. It's going to take quite a bit to take. It's going to take all 5 heroes, it looks like, but that is going to help Shad complete that MKB, which is now in his inventory, working on the Scotty going forward, and they have the Roche advantage now.
That's just such a big moment for E Rejects because they had this like butterfly timing for AM, and it's just completely negated now with that MKB. Not completely, but most of it. 80 or 20% of that evasion is all he's getting from it. So we're talking 7% evasion from Jug's attacks now. And yeah, he gets some armor from the Agi as well, but at this point, Shad just seems really dangerous.
Now he's got the Swift Slash online thanks to the Agnum's Blessing. Things are turning around here for the Rejects. They've got a 1K net worth lead. And they're starting to become more aggressive, so Brame has to be careful in the way that they take these fights.
The net worth difference changed so much with that, with the Ags pickup from Roshan there on Juggernaut. What a terrible moment for Brame. It kind of comes down the pressure on the tier 2 that they did, where Spartan was in the middle of nowhere by himself. That was kind of crazy to me. I mean, it's a traditional Spartan thing or whatever, but that one sucked. You can't do this as Shadow Shaman. Like, he dies instantly. They're forced to take this, like, kind of messy fight. And yeah, maybe they go high ground afterwards, but it could have been all of their heroes alive with the wards on high ground instead, you know? That would have been a big difference. There's that melee blink, and instantly they were like, all right, we're going in. They go in, they land the shackle shot, they get the pull follow-up, they actually burst him in time. And they were protected the whole time as well because Shad was spinning and getting auto attacks off with the shard. Yeah, that one's gonna hurt. It's a big mistake by Nubito there.
Smoke up over on the side of EU Rejects. They're gonna start combing through the map and trying to get any information. They do have quite a few wards over on the Pugna. Try to get some D wards off, try to get into that triangle perhaps. And just keep tabs because this anti-mage is a bit of a problem for them. Again, the Storm not having those traditional aggressive items. Do you have the
It is a little bit scary still. You're definitely right about that, but at least Jug has such high net worth now that in terms of like the one-on-one matchup, Jug is almost certainly just stronger at this point as the game continues. Because if he ever fights the anti-mage, he just jugs, he just Blade Fairy spins. He takes no mana burn. He doesn't lose his mana, and he's going to be attacking back against Anti-Mage. In a straight damage versus damage matchup, Jug's going to do just fine because of Blade Dance crit. So he's pretty comfortable with how his game is going right now, I gotta say. And with having more net worth, Anti-Mage now has to pick and choose his fights. He can't necessarily just kill anybody. He's now limited to the more traditional counters, like the supports and Storm Spirit.
Yeah, seeing this is one of the first times I believe that we've seen Shad overtake that net worth after that big fight that we had occurring. But God, the amount of zipping that a Storm Spirit can do right now is actually just so silly. Now with an Arcane Rune,
that was why he did it, because he's like, oh god, an Arcane Rune. That's so powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, his build, his play, Adentic's play so far this game has been less of the cheesy like null stacking. He's got them, of course. But, you know, he's not selling his boots going instantly for those fast nulls. And part of the problem with those builds is like, yeah, okay, you have tons of mana, but it ends up being most effective when you're losing the game and defending your base with these like fall jumps that continue to happen. That's where it's really effective, but offensively on the map, it can fall off a bit. So I'm happy to see him play more of like a traditional Storm here.
I think also with the Agnum's pickup, it's very nice because they need that lockdown, right? That's very important. So the more people that they can kind of hold down, the better off that
Radiant's top tower is
it's
under
going
attack.
to be here for the side of EU Rejects. Casual drum hit. It's like they're queuing up the shard for the Magnus.
Just raising morale, I think.
Yeah, you know, I always do that too. When you guys are feeling kind of low for the day, I bust out the drums and
Yes. No,
actually,
it's the normal. He's close to Boots of Bearing, so he's like, well, I gotta use these charges, obviously. So he just uses them for like really bad things that aren't valuable, you know?
Radiant's top tower.
it's like the
is under
opposite
attack.
of
Walking
like,
to a tower, press it.
there we go, you know? Gotta get that value before you finish up the Boots of Bearing. But another smoke coming out. Still have that Aegis over on Ads. He's popped the Arcane. Almost managed to go and find 11 here. Zip forward though, drag back. Find themselves a Viper, they'll connect, but there's the BKB coming out. Focus fire, they drop the Serpent Wards too, but it's not looking great here as they turn back. Oh, but they managed to get roasted. The follow-up over onto Ads, that's gonna be the Aegis. Desire getting into position over here, trying to keep them out from the side. You have to be careful chesting, of course, but there's the Shackles coming to play. That's a dead Storm. Do they chase though? Thug was looking, he had the blink forward. It's gonna be a buyback coming out from Shad. Jesse will find himself a double damage rune, but couldn't find the opening into that fight. And the pressure is on.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
It was pretty crucial that they stunned Storm off the respawn, and he got him with the rolling boulder. I imagine that's like one of the few ways to actually stun him before he presses BKB.
Careful here,
Or he's
Chesty.
saving.
Okay, this jump forward first over to Nubito. They're hoping that they can get more, but they get the stun off, and the whole Chesty is like, oh, but the Vortex coming to play. Plus those BKBs. Oh my god, they just obliterate Brame with a beautiful Vortex. Nubito running for his life now. He's got to be careful. Does have to blink up in just a second. Ads not having too much mana. Looks like J4 was trying. He's going to go for a little quick snap because they'd love to get this kill, but the bash is coming out from Nubito. They'll get enough. They'll take down Ads. They'll follow up with the Shackle. Stun into place. They've got to do a little bit more here over onto Nubito because he's just too slippery. He's got that blink and he's able to get out of there. They're just chasing after this guy. Thug also nearby. Nubito, he's just going to farm up casually here, grab himself a little bit of an item. And he's just out of there.
They don't. He's right on the edge of the ward, actually, so he gets a really good performance by Nubito in that fight. He was ready to Abyssal the Jug as soon as he went in. He must have been spam clicking the ground in front of him, because the moment that Jug blinked in, he got stunned instantly by the Abyssal Blade. That made the fight look decent for Brame until that monster Storm stun. Pulls them all together. They get Omni Slash or Swift Slash through it. They all just instantly died.
There's that lockdown we talked about, though, you know? They have to have some way to sort of counter-initiate, and it came in the form of an Aghanim's Storm Spirit. We do have a Sheep Stick online for Thug. So there's
pretty good.
even more lockdown. And I like this. I like the jump pickup over on Desire. Gonna ensure that they can take down even more vision and just pin the EU rejects into their base even harder.
Yeah, that's going to make it easier to keep their supports alive and retain those disables that they need to get.
Oh, but the stun? Chessie was trying to find that opening. He got the shard, but over, yeah, there's going to be the Vertex dropping over into the slide. A couple more hits. It'll take down Chessie. They'll find the kill on Desire as they drop the Serpent Wards.
He wanted to just poke and slow things down, but unfortunately, the Horn Toss doesn't stun anymore, so he's able to Abyssal after he's tossed in the air, because all it does is damage and slow right now. So, and that little poke really cost him a lot. He didn't get BKB off, but he probably didn't want to use it yet, so just wanted to buy time for a Storm to get up. But now it's going to be a 4v5, or 4v4, sorry, if they do stay, but they'll defend.
We're back up to a 10k net worth lead over on the side of Brame. Finding these openings, they're taking down the vision. Actually, did they just get the gem? Get dropped? Nah, so it's picked up over on Desire. He's still got it. Still has it.
That's good.
That would have been,
And
oh man, there's
Leveler
nothing worse
as well.
than when you're a support, right? And you pick up that item and you immediately lose it.
It does feel really bad, yeah. But man, if you can keep your gem alive for 20 minutes, it is like a Midas for support, genuinely. Every time you get a ward, it's like 200 gold or something. It feels amazing if you can keep the momentum going. So it looks like Brame is clearly playing for Roche at this point. We will know how long it's gonna respawn in 2 seconds. It could respawn.
Here we go.
Nope. 1
Be
minute.
about a minute.
So they're just going to sit on this for a while. The scan comes out from EU rejects. They do spot this out, so they're likely going to head over there. They missed Storm on the smoke, but that's fine. You can ball in.
Smoke play.
But approaching it's going to be really hard.
Yeah. 11 being the tankier person in front. Be the one to break the smoke. Vito blinking forward here. All right, they'll jump over onto 11. They've already used the Gale Winds. So they'll take out Viper. Now it feels like Brame not sure that they want to commit on this. BKB has already been used on ads. And that's the spin, so they end up losing 11. But I think they're not horribly upset about this. They do a buyback on Viper, and there's still no Roche yet. I think that's the big thing here, the side of Brame.
When they see Roche respawn, I wouldn't be surprised if they buy back immediately to get Viper back there. I mean, they burned Omni Slash and BKB on Storm, so this is not terrible for Brame. Because the real fight is the Roche one.
Here we go.
It was a bit
Roche's should be back up. Yeah.
I see it. Maybe Viper waits.
The
to
jump
buy
forward
back.
from
Another
Nubito.
donut.
It's gonna get Horn tossed away from the rest of the team. It's totally split up right now. As Desire also rolling forward. They have the silence, magnetize Roses. He'll fall, and the follow-up here, the roll over onto ads. They just want to get rid of the Storm Spirit if possible. Get the Vortex off. Now Shad with the Omni Slash over on Desire. Desire, though, ooh, he's not going to be able to follow up. They drop the Serpent Wards over to the side. They'll take out Chessie. Shad chasing after Desire, and he's still not able to finish him off. They're still keeping him alive. Will they be able to get this kill? Vito sitting very, very low. He's going to have to blink away. He's sitting at almost no hit points here. The roll through with Desire. The buybacks are coming out in mass. Oh, are they going to be able to take out Animate? Yes, they will. They find it. Desire teleporting away, more buybacks. They do not want to give up this Roche. And everybody was sitting quite low. A lot of buybacks throughout that fight.
It was such a close fight too. I thought Jug was gonna die, to be honest. He got so low, but all of a sudden the response comes. They are able to disable Storm Spirit disables the Anti-Mage and the Shaman. And then Jug runs for his life at low HP. It was really, really close, but unfortunately they're not going to be able to defend Roche. So ultimately, fine for Brame. Here's that again. Juggernaut getting very, very low, but finally Storm jumps in like, oh my god, I need to save this guy. And they end up almost killing the Anti-Mage, who retreats to the left. Chessie goes for him, ends up securing that kill. Blink RPs him and hits him like 4 times, finally cleans up that kill. was really nicely done. So very, very close team fight. I feel like if EU Rejects were a little closer in net worth, maybe they win that one and get Roshan and the game completely changes. But Brame in a firm position.
Dire's
They use a lot of buybacks.
Did indeed. That 4 drag on AM. They'll find a kill on Desire. J4. He's got that Glimmer Cape. They do have the Sentry Vision. They don't want to fight underneath that ward, if possible. So.
You know, maybe a little greedy for Desire to try to take it when he did there. Needed more of his teammates nearby directly. I don't think he expected the EU Rejects to even consider contesting that area because they had Aegis. But hey, they went for the kill. They got that little pick off. They get to defend this area now. Their tier 2 tower doesn't die, and it doesn't open up their top racks to being sieged just yet. So it's kind of smart for the EU Rejects to be ready to defend the ward as much as they were. Because the game state could be very different right now. Could be 5 heroes top, they kill tier 2, then they begin the siege.
This is such a cool overlay. I don't think I've seen this. Yeah, for this DPC. Well, of course not for this DPC, right? But
We saw it a bunch at the major.
at the major, yeah.
It's pretty cool though.
Well, they end up losing the gems, so Thug has to be a bit careful going forward. It is, of course, I believe the Pugna who's holding on to it. I think they just traded off to the Wind Ranger.
Anti-Mage thinking about killing Storm if he makes a mistake here in the mid lane, but we'll see what Brame does with the Aegis. I assume they're just going to fish for pickoffs. So once they get one, then they'll commit to going top tier 2 and trying to end the game. And yeah, now that Desire is back up, that's what they ping. Top tier 2. Vito sits in the front. Once again, they're all sitting around this observer ward. Try it, guys.
Not taking the bait, though. I like the Ninja Gear pickup over on Chessie. I think that's super valuable for him to be able to get that good positioning that's needed. Vito again jumping forward with the blink. Just a little bit of a poke. They're not going for a hard committal. Well, they've got a hard committal now over on the Wind Ranger. Drop the gem, adds dragging back over on Nubito. The rest of EU Rejects, they don't want to take this. All right, there's going to be the buyback. Spartan trying to do Spartan things. He's thinking about turning around and trying to use the shackles or something, but he will end up paying for this with his life. And he doesn't end up dropping the Serpent Wards. He was just making his way over, I guess.
He's just remembering the Spartan Major, or Spartan, not Spartan Major, the Boston Major.
Boston Major.
Where they were like, oh, we just got to end the game, it'll be fine. It was a cool idea. Like, if a full team fight did happen, it was like a quarter of a team fight. If it did fully commit, him being in base to drop the Serpent Wards on a tier 4 would have been really powerful, certainly.
It
But he
forces
got
a
halfway
buyback
there.
at least, right?
That's true, I suppose, yeah, from the Wind Ranger.
It's not.
And abusing buybacks right now is definitely one option. I was surprised Wind Ranger was that far out, though, considering how much their team was sitting around that cliff.
They don't have the vision. Nubito, okay, opens up. He just kills the Wind Ranger, so definitely worth it this time as he's going to continue the chase. They want J4. Chat, jumping in. RP gets used over onto 2, and they have plenty of damage with that cleave. They'll be able to take out Desire, take out Thug. It's not looking great here for Nubito. Again, he does have that Aegis, so will fall Shad. The buybacks coming out. Shad sitting so very low. The Omni Slash coming into play, but they need to do a little bit more damage. They're not going to be able to take down 11. Life Drain coming out from J4 to try and keep him alive for as long as possible. Nice score. Or rather, the Horn Toss away, but it doesn't matter. They'll end up losing Shad. Shad's going to have to buy back as they find the kill on J4. And Chessie running for his life. Looks like he'll be able to escape. Not going to be able to cancel out that TP, but they are in the base over on the side of Brame. Not a lot of buybacks available here. They've got to figure out how do we push them out.
No Omni Slash now makes this a little bit harder for sure.
No RP either. A little bit of the drag. All right, they're going to try to force forward here over onto Nubito, but he's all right. He's got himself a Ghost Scepter.
Yeah.
I mean, you do what you got to do.
Item.
Do what you got to do.
Yeah, if he gets disabled or something during Omni Slash, that's one way to keep him alive.
Going for the little bit of that cheeky Vortex play, Chessie, thinking about it, but no, that's the Mega Creeps. It's Brame.
All right, it's time, Spartan. Throw your babies at the tower. Here we go.
There it is, and he's going to immediately die for it. Oh dear.
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah, they get Spartan, but they get the tower, and they're looking to close out this game on the side of Brame. Finish off. Shad is dead. The pushback over into the fountain, but it doesn't matter. The GG gets called. Brame victory.